Welcome Wildcats. Today we're going to take a look at 3.3's HRW assignment. So that's solving systems of linear inequalities. And I'm not going to take a look at all of the problems because the first 9 go really quickly and most people have actually already finished them. So instead I'm actually going to start with number 10 where it starts to get a little difficult. So taking a look here. For number 10, it's asking us to select the system of inequalities shown by the graph. This first one has actually been the one most people have had an issue with, and we see that it says y is greater than blank. Well, remember, y equals a number, that's a horizontal line. So all it's really asking us here is, where is the horizontal line? And that's at -4. So y equals -4 here. Next we have y is less than or equal to, greater than, less than or equal to x. Now the interesting part about this one is we can see that the line y equals x here is actually a solid line. So we know it has to be equal to, or it has to have equal to in it. And only one of the options has that. So we're going to have less than or equal to. Finally, -6x, that's this negatively sloped line here, and it looks like we are shading to the left of it. We are a dotted line and shading to the left, so that means dotted line means it's one of these two. Shaded to the left means we want less than. Remember, the easy way to check this is to plug in a test point. I'm going to plug in the point 0, 0. So if I plug in 0 for y, I get 0 is less than -6 times 0, which is 0 plus 20, which is 0 is less than 20. That gives me a true result. So that's number 10. Let's look at number 11. A surf shop makes profits of $145 for each surfboard and $100 for each wakeboard. The owner sells at least 3 surfboards. So he sells at least 3 surfboards. That tells me that the number of surfboards is going to be 3 or more. So that's 3 or more means going to the right. I am right in the middle of this problem. I should move myself. There we go. So here I have, we can't even see the whole problem. I made it too big. We can't see the whole problem. I should have thought of this. There we go. Now we can see the whole problem. Alright. So with our surfboards, looking for greater than 3, I see this one, and this one are all greater than 3. This one's at greater than 6. So it's not D. The owner sells at least 3 surfboards and at least 6 wakeboards. So wakeboards is my y-axis. So that needs to be a horizontal line at 6. This one's at 9, so it's not A or D. This one is at 6. This one is at 6, so it's either B or D. Finally, he wants to earn at least $2,150 per month. Well, clearly that means at least tells us that it can be equal to, because $2,150 or more, at least. That tells us that the line is going to be solid as opposed to this dashed line. So that gives us B as our answer. Select the possible graph with all items that would reach that goal. Perfect. Number 12. Alice is serving pepper jack cheese and cheddar cheese on a platter. She wants to have more than 2 pounds of each. More than 2 pounds of each cheese. So, more than doesn't mean the same as at least. More than means it can't be equal to. So, I'm looking for dotted lines at the 2's. 2, 2. This one appears to be at 3, 2. So, a horizontal line at 3 and a vertical line at 2. So, this one's not right. This one's at 2 and 3, so that's not right. But it could be A or C. Those are both horizontal vertical lines at 2. Pepper jack cheese costs $3 per pound and cheddar cheese costs $2 per pound. Alice wants to spend at most $22 on cheese. Select the graph with all possible combinations of the two cheeses Alice could buy. Well, we see that the lines are the same, but once again we have one is solid and one is dashed. Since she wants to spend at most, that means she could spend $22. So the equal to is the one that we're looking for, the solid line. Number 13. In 1 week, Ed can mow at most 9 lawns. So no more than 9 lawns. That's mowing. Okay, so this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So looks like we have our vertical line, and at most can be equal to. So another vertical line at 9. So we're still good there. This one appears to be at 11, so that's too high. And this one's at 9. So it's not C. And rake at most 7 lawns. So raking, this is too high for raking, so it's not that one. This is good for raking, so it could be B, because it's 7 and 9. 7, it could be this one, but we said that this was supposed to be at 9, not 11. So it's either A or D. Those are the only ones that have, rake at most 7 lawns and 9. So sorry, it's B or D. A was the other one we had eliminated. So it is either B or D because we have 7, 7, 9, 9. He charges $22 for mowing and $12 for raking. He needs to earn more than $138 per week. Can it be equal to 138? No, it has to be more than that. So it needs to be a dotted line for our how much money we're making. And that tells us that this is our dotted line. We actually should have been able to eliminate D before because it was dotted, not solid. So B is our answer. Next question. All right. Linda works at a pharmacy for $15 an hour. She also babysits for $10 an hour. Linda needs to earn more than $100 per week, but she does not want to work more than 23 hours per week. Select the graph with all possible combinations of hours Linda could work at each job to meet her goal. Well, if she doesn't want to work more than 23, then her 2 hours neither can be more than 23. So that would be these two right here. But it needs to be shaded on the bottom side because she doesn't want to work more than that. She wants to work less than that. Let's see. This one is shaded that way, which is correct. Alright. So basically what we have here is this one is shaded in the wrong direction. They shaded the money line at less than and the working line at more than. This one, they shaded both in the correct directions, but this says she does not want to work more than, but that means she could work 23. So this one should be a solid line. It also says she needs to earn more than 100, not 100 or more. So this line needs to be dotted. This line needs to be dotted, but this one needs to be solid. And the only one that matches that is D. Number 15. Tony wants to plant at least 42 acres of corn and at least 49 acres of soybeans. He has 202 acres on which to plant. Okay, so if he needs at least 49 of soybeans, 49 soybean, 49 soybean, 49, 49. At least. So here for the corn, we know this is incorrect because even though he wanted 42 acres, which is possibly where this line is, he wanted at least. At least means it could be equal to. So all of these lines should be solid, and they are on everything but A, so it's not A. And he has 202 acres. Well, if he only has 202 acres, he can't plant more than that, but he could plant exactly that. So here we have, this one, the line's way too high. This is at 100 acres of corn and 50 acres of soybeans. That's not what he's looking for. But here I have 49 acres of, or 42 acres of corn and 49 acres of soybeans. And this less than diagonal is solid, so C is the one we're looking for. Because once again, he could plant up to 202 or anything less than that. Alright guys, that is, those are the difficult word problems. That's 10 through 15 as word problems. I will now go back and do the first set of problems. I just figured you guys might want to see those first this time. I did do 10, right? Yes, I did. So, taking a look at number 1, select the graph of the system of inequalities and select the coordinates of 2 points in the solution set. So, greater than or equal to 1/2 x minus 2. Well, 1/2 x minus 2 is this line, and we need to be shaded above it because it's greater than. So it's either B or C. This is y is less than -6, so that needs to be shaded to the left, so it is C. Coordinates of 2 points in the solution set. This is actually the practice problem that we did on our assignment, but real quick we can see that 0, 0 is in our solution set, and -4, -2 is in the solution set, so it's C. Question 2. Select the graph of the system of inequalities and then select the coordinates of 2 points in the solution set. So x minus y is greater than 2. So that would be the same thing as y is less than -x minus 2. So -x minus 2. So that would be these two graphs. -x minus 2. Actually, that's not at -x minus 2. This is the only one that's -x minus 2. This is positive x minus 2. This is positive x minus 2. I subtracted over. No, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be positive x. I'm going crazy. So we have x is less than, y is less than x minus 2. The way I got that was by, I should probably have that out, but I don't. I subtracted the x to this other side, and then I divided by the y. Remember, you can do these in Desmos. I'm just trying to do it without it to show you that it can be done. So I subtract the x to the other side, divide by y, or divide by the -1. That reverses my sign. So y is less than x minus 2. So that is this line, or this line, and since it's less than, it needs to be shaded below it. And this is the +2. So it has to be one of these two, and the only one where it's shaded below is A. So that's the only possible answer. So is 0, 0 in the solution set? No. Is 0, 5 in the solution set? 0, 5? No. Is 6, 0 in the solution set? 6, 0. No. Is 2, -4 in the solution set? 1, 2, -4. Yes. And is -1, -7. -1, -7. Clearly that's not in the solution set, which means I've made a mistake. The graph is not A. So I'm going to go ahead and let's switch over to Desmos real quick. You guys can't see this, but I will make it to where you can. Okay. All right. Here we go. we've got Desmos. Okay, graphing calculator. Our problem was x minus y is greater than 2. Okay, so I did have that correct. And 4x plus 5y. Four x plus 5y is less than or equal to 4. No, I had the right graph. I just saw something wrong in the solution points. So 0, 0. 0, 0 is not in the solution. 0, 5. 0, 5 is not in the solution. 6, 0 is not in the solution. 2, negative 4 is in the solution. Negative 1, negative 7. I read that one wrong. Okay, so let's go ahead, go back to this. It is in fact D. So I guess I did have the graph correct, I just read this negative 1, negative 7 wrong. So that took way longer than it should have because I didn't read correctly. Select the graph of the system of inequalities, then select the coordinates of the 2 points, so same basic question. Let's go ahead and just plug it into Desmos this time. Alright, so negative 2y negative 2y is less than or equal to 5x plus 1. Negative x minus 5y minus 4 is greater than 0. Okay, I'm going to change these colors. As I told some of you guys in class, I'm actually a little bit colorblind. So there we go. So, looking at our options, we are looking for something where the bottom right quadrant is our darkest quadrant, and this line is dotted. So let's see if we can find that. Bottom right quadrant is the darkest, so it's A. 2 points in the solution set, 0, 4, 0, 4, definitely not. 3, negative 3, 3, negative 3 is, but is its partner. 7, negative 5. 7, yes, so the answer is B. Let's just double check, make sure C and D don't work. C is 3, 0, 3, 0, that does not work. D, 0, 0, we see is out, so it's definitely B. Alright, number 4, select the graph of the following system of inequalities. Alright. So for our first one we have 3x minus 2y. 3x minus 2y is less than or equal to 10. And we have 3x minus 2y. 3x minus 2y is greater than negative 5. Alright, so that's what we have right there. So we're looking for two parallel lines with the top one solid and the top one dotted and the bottom one solid. Top one dotted, bottom one solid. Top one dotted, bottom one solid. And then between these two we know that we're looking for the one that is shaded towards the inside, which is C. Coordinates of 2 points, 0, 0 is in there. I'm looking at B right now. 0, negative 4 is in there. Looking at D, 0, 0 is in, but negative 4, 5 is not. 0, 6 is not. Looking at C, 0, 6 is outside. And looking at A, 6, 0 is outside, so it's B. Number 5, once again, select the correct system of inequalities. Let's take a look at our Desmos graph. We have 3x minus 6y. Three x minus 6y greater than 8. 6y minus 3x is greater than 10. Alright. So as we see on Desmos, these are two separate, they are two graphs that are parallel, both dotted, and both go towards the outside. So, hi Desmos again. So both dotted, shaded towards the outside. Now since they're shaded to the outside, they're never going to intersect, and because they never intersect, we clearly have no solution, because there's no area where both sides cross, or where both of our two areas are there at the same time. Now 6, we have 3 inequalities this time. X is greater than 2. So it can't be A because this needs to be a dotted line at 2. Dotted line. So it's B or D. Y is greater than or equal to negative 6. So they both have solid lines there, so those are both good for that. And then y is less than negative x plus 5. So we're shading below that. Oh, we are greater than negative 6, and we are greater than 2. So many people have had a hard time seeing the difference between this graph and this graph, but notice that the difference is this area is lighter on this graph than this area, and we know that that has to be the case because we need to be just the area greater than 2. So 2 points in our solution set are, I see 0, 0 is clearly out. It's right here, so it's not B. Negative 4, comma 0. Negative 4 is definitely going to be out. 0, 6, definitely going to be out. Now 5, negative 3. 5, negative 3 is inside, and 7, negative 4 is inside, so it's D. Question 7. Select the graph of each system. Once again, it's 3 inequalities. This time I'm going to graph this in Desmos. That's a lot to try to keep track of in my head. So not only am I going to track it in Desmos, I'm going to move this over here, show you Desmos, and the screen's going to look a little wonky for a sec, but this will help me type it in a little bit easier. So we're going to have y is less than 2x plus 3, and 2x plus 6y is less than 12, and y minus x is greater than or equal to negative 3. And once again, go into my gear. I'm going to change that to blue so I can see it better. Alright, bring this over here. Now we can see this a little bit easier. And we actually need to zoom out here so that we can see exactly what we're shown on the map. Okay, so it looks like I should have a little triangle as my darkest area, and I should have the top and left be dotted and the bottom be solid. So let's see if I can find that. Triangle in the middle, top and left dotted, bottom solid, right there. 2 points. 0, 0 is yes. 3, 3 is no. 0, 0 is yes. 1, negative 2 is on a line, but notice that it's on a solid line, so that one is fine. Our answer is B. Double checking C and D though. 0, 6 is clearly off the map. Negative 4, 0 is clearly off the map. Select the system of inequalities shown by the graph. Okay, so 2x minus 5, we know that that is a positive slope. And we are to the left of that graph, actually, we are above it, so this should be greater than. And that definitely looks like it is dotted to me, so not equal to. And for negative 1/2 x plus 2, we are below it, and that appears to be a solid graph, so below is less than or equal to. Last question, number 9. We need to be above the bottom one and below the top one. So this is plus 3, that's the top one. We are below that, so less than. And it looks dotted to me. And we are above the bottom one, which is greater than, and that one is definitely dotted. Yeah, that looks dotted to me. So, really, that is all we have. So, Wildcats, that is all 15 problems for 3.3, solving systems of linear inequalities. Hopefully that gives you enough help to work with through your homework. Keep in mind that you are always welcome to use Desmos on any of these problems, and they will help you. I'd simply try to do some of them visually for you so that you can see that this can be done without a graphing calculator. I do recommend Desmos if you have any issues visualizing these graphs in your head though. So with that, guys, enjoy.